mortality. Mortality. What's going on, guys? Happy Friday to everybody. We have an eventful Friday stream, and I hear a noise going on, TJ. What is that? Oh, never mind. That's my background music. There's somebody talking. Sorry, I apologize. So we have a giveaway at the end of the stream. I already have a winner picked out. Again, random generator. So stay tuned for that, of course, guys. If you are interested in doing further giveaways, of course, we have a donation link on our Patreon. So that's how you are entered into our exclusive giveaways. And also, TJ at some point during the stream has to announce that he is worse than me at DFS. So we will get to that. Charlotte hit 112 against Denver last night. So that was, guys, like last night, Houston 105, Charlotte 110. And what world does that ever happen? I mean, they got absolutely blown out. Houston did. So again, just volatility all over the place, and that's what we preach. We preach that you guys need to stick to the stats, and you will be successful. On 4-game slates like that, a lot of volatility, and it was a perfect example of that was last night. So slates like tonight are ideal. 10-game slate. TJ, how are you feeling about it?
Better about tonight. Yeah, I like tonight.
Yeah, tonight's definitely juicy. There's a ton of games, different targets. There's so many options for GPP and cash. So let's just jump right into it. You guys are sure. I'm sure you guys heard about the Atlanta news with Trae Young being ruled out. TJ, do you want to start there?
Yeah, we can do that. I was gonna say Dallas just so we could do with DFS off, but we can start with Atlanta. That makes sense.
Okay.
So Trae Young, doubtful. Ben Bray, doubtful. So I'm assuming they start Jeff Teague at guard now. So we have now entered into Jeff Teague and Aaron Baines chalk night in terms of cash. Jeff Teague actually got bumped up to 26 minutes, and at 3.3 is obviously going to be a must start in cash tonight. Oh, I just want to make sure I didn't miss something. Somebody getting ruled out. Nope, that was something else. Okay. So Atlanta obviously playing against Washington in a game that we would expect to have absolutely no defense. Atlanta's team total over-under already dropped 2 points from 120.5 to 118.5, with Trae Young being deemed doubtful. My eyes are getting glued to two guys, Jeff Teague and Cam Reddish. Cam Reddish at 4,100 is projected at 31 minutes right now, gets a 3.7% usage bump, only averages 0.85 fantasy points per minute, but actually has a 23% usage rate, which is third highest on the team. So I definitely like Cam Reddish tonight at 4,100. And then Jeff Teague, obviously, like I just said, at 3,300, projected at 26 minutes currently, 0.99 fantasy points per minute. So do the math. Should definitely get you value rates out to an 8 on our sheet. So I definitely think Jeff Teague is probably going to be one of the probably the second chalkiest guy on the slate tonight behind Aaron Baines. Like Kevin Huerter at 5,600, I definitely like now as well. It gets a 4% usage rate. Only averages 0.84 fantasy points per minute with Teague off the court. I kind of found that weird. I don't know if you agree, Matt. I kind of thought he might average a little bit more than that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and like John Collins doesn't rate out well on the sheet, but we like to target bigs against Washington. Thomas Bryant is starting, but still, John Collins, 8,500, will probably be the focal point of the offense, I would assume. Has the highest usage rate with Trae Young off the court at 26%. Doesn't rate out high on her sheet, but I like the matchup for Atlanta tonight against Washington, so I can definitely get behind John Collins as well. I think Teague's going to be a lock in cash, and I think he's going to carry a heavy amount of ownership. I actually think Reddish will too, and I think Huerter as well, and Collins. I mean, I think all those guys are going to carry a fair amount of ownership. So,
yeah. So in regards to like the way our sheet works is it takes into account usage and what the players do without trading. The only thing with Trae Young is he just shoots all the time. He doesn't necessarily get a lot of usage. I mean, he's a high usage guy, but that's why it's not impacting this picture as much. And we kind of have to take that with a grain of salt, at least according to our sheet. And I'm talking to the public, not just you, TJ. But again, this is a high over/under game. We know there's plenty of shooters on Atlanta, so again, you kind of have to use intuition here. Obviously, observing ownership, it will go up for Jeff Teague. I do suspect he'll be, like you said, the second chalkiest, maybe even the chalkiest player on the slate. Highest over/under should definitely be right up there. Dwayne Dedmon in the picture now just gets a slight usage boost, not much. Reddish also 31 minutes. I can keep going over all these players, but again, very, very low, near bottom of the barrel price tags in the 4K range, and Herder at 5.6. So again, I haven't gotten done yet computing my tool for top stacks, but I have a very good feeling this is going to end up in my top stack, and I think that you can get away with stacking these guys in GPPs. For cash, grab your top exposures. Probably the Jeff Teague and Reddish is going to be very chalky, and maybe even Deadman. But again, a great team to target for upside. If these guys go over 118, and if it keeps going down here, if they go over 118, I mean, all these guys are going to probably hit value. All the shooters, at least. John Collins makes for a very intriguing option. He's only showing at 6% before the injury news. He's definitely going to shoot up, but maybe not as much as I want or as I think he should. So I might be overweight on somebody like John Collins. Again, he doesn't rate too well on their sheet. Not a huge usage guy, but again, should be heavily involved in the offense. I really don't see anybody else on the floor that's gonna man the ball, as much as John Collins. So again, a great team to target. I want to start here. This is gonna be your safest option for stacking in GPP, and probably the highest owned stack for GPPs, other than Phoenix. But everything that you pretty much just said is on point. Like I said, I'll be interested to see where the ownership kind of sits.
Yeah, I also too do like Deadman if he gets the minutes at 3,400. Projected at 23 now. Mitchell Robinson's good to go. Kevin Knox good to go. I like Deadman, and my pump play from this team would definitely be Brandon Goodwin. Projected 19 minutes currently. Averages 0.93 fantasy points per minute. 25% usage rate when he's on the court. So another ball handler like Teague. I'm assuming he'll get the backup guard minutes to Teague. So I definitely like him as a pump play.
Definitely. And we're going to come back to this team. I have a feeling we're going to be revisiting this team. We're going to get a lot of questions around Q&A time. Do you want to move over to Washington since we're already here?
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on 1 second. I'm inputting some numbers real quick. Do you want to go ahead and get started on them for me real quick?
Yeah, so none of these guys really pop out on our sheet, but I definitely like the matchup against Atlanta. I obviously like Beal at 10-4. I don't know if I will have Beal in cash tonight, but I definitely don't hate him at his price tag at 10-4 against Atlanta. Atlanta's terrible at covering guards. No Trae Young, not that he's a great defender at all. I definitely can get behind Beal at 10-4, and his ownership's only showing 15%. So definitely a GPP play for me. Shooters like Bertans tonight at 5-6. I can get behind him if he's showing 1% ownership in this high-paced game where scoring could be a premium. Give me Bertans at 5-6 at 1% ownership. I could go back to the well with Napier. As long as it's a close game, he should see 26, 28 minutes if he plays in the fourth, because he didn't on Wednesday. I like Napier at 5-1. The center position for Washington is a little murky right now because they have Thomas Bryant at 18 minutes, Mo Wagner at 15, Pasnick's at 12. So it looks like they're going with 3-men center rotation. If Thomas Bryant was projected at more minutes, I wouldn't mind him. I'll definitely have some GPPs of him just because I like the matchup. And at 4K. But yeah, like I said, none of these guys really pop out on the sheet, but at a 123 over under, which is the highest on the slate, this is a team I'd like to attack for GPPs.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the ownership's showing definitely low in these guys. The one guy I'm very interested in here is obviously Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal going at 123.5. We've seen Washington in a lot of pace-up games, but I haven't seen a 123 from them in a long time. So 10.4, definitely intriguing for me. If you're going to go anywhere else on this team, it's a little bit risky because you don't know how the usage is going to really be impacted here. I mean, Hachimura, you're going to grab him probably at 30 minutes as the next best option. Like you alluded to, you want to get shooters. I think the safest one, like you said, is Bertans, 29 minutes. There's really not too much more to be said. I wish I could target somebody like Troy Brown because he would be very good with minutes in this matchup. But again, only playing 19 minutes. So not too much to be said about these guys. If you're going to be going in this game, again, Atlanta's going to be the stack. I mean, I went back to my stack tool, TJ, and they are showing the best value stack, them and Phoenix right now. I think that's pretty obvious, but I just want to reiterate that into the chat. I think Atlanta is going to be a killer stack. Even if they don't get to 118, they should all hit value. A lot of these value guys should. So let's move on down to. Do you want to go to Dallas or Phoenix?
We can go to. Well, I'm doing Dallas now, so you can talk about Dallas, and I'll.
Or Phoenix?
No, Dallas.
You okay? So I haven't computed the values yet, but this is what it's. No, I haven't. No.
That's what I'm doing right now. I thought that's what you were doing when I was talking about.
No, I was doing the stack thing.
Okay, so we can go. So go with them or go with Phoenix. Doesn't matter.
I'll go with Phoenix just because I'll give you some time to compute Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
So my favorite play, and I made it my thumbnail, is Aaron Baines. 25 minutes, 3K. If he does draw the start, now we don't know if Diallo or Baines is going to get the start. It should be Baines, but since he's been gone for such a long time and he's kind of getting back into the swing of things, I wouldn't be surprised if Diallo got a starting role. But again, Baines should. 25 minutes is what he's projected at. 8.7 point per dollar value. Hold on, we're getting more.
FT will start.
Officially ruled out now. So I do like Aaron Baines. I liked Phoenix as my original stack. I like them a lot because there's so much value here. Sarge is getting heavily overlooked here at 19 minutes, and at 4.9K, he still rates very, very well on their sheet. 32 minutes. Mikal Bridges is always there just because of his minutes. Ricky Rubio, another great play. And, of course, Devin Booker. I can confidently say this for once in my life, that Devin Booker is going to carry the most usage on this team. I believe he carries upward. I think it's at least 30% usage when all these injuries are off the court. So Devin Booker should be handling the ball majority of the time. Again, this is a pace-up spot for Phoenix.
31.1%.
31.1. Okay, so yeah, he's going to be getting a bulk of this usage. So not only will he be handling the ball, but he'll also be shooting a lot. This is going to be a pace-up spot. So I will say love, Devin Booker tonight. Aaron Baines, Saric, Devin Booker, and Rubio are all very solid choices, and Bridges as a GPP option just because he's not that productive of a fantasy point per minute player. But again, 37 minutes is what they have him pegged at, TJ, which I'm actually surprised at. So 37 minutes, he should be getting even more minutes than normal. So again, this team, a lot of chalk. The chalkiest guys are going to be Baines and Booker, and it just so happens that means he tagged both those guys, your boy. So again, I do like both of these players. I can agree with them there. Devin Booker's only showing at 26% ownership, which is actually pretty surprising. A team I would like to compare these guys to, like if you take LaMarcus Aldridge off for the Spurs, DeRozan gets all the usage. Same thing happens when you take Ayton and Oubre off for the Suns. It goes straight to Booker. So Booker should definitely handle this offense in the pace-up spot. Again, I'm going to be overexposed to both these guys, Aaron Baines and Booker. Are you done computing Dallas right now?
Yeah.
Okay. How's it looking?
It looks okay.
Who do you like?
I like Seth Curry, but let's talk about. Let me just chime in real quick about Phoenix. Yeah, so Sarge. Baines is obviously a lock in cash at 3K. I mean, even if he doesn't start, I think everybody in the world is going to have him tonight. It'll probably be like 95%. So at 3K, getting the start. I mean, if he does not start, I don't really think it matters in terms of cash. Averages 0.9 fantasy points per minute at the bare minimum. Will see minutes. He's pegged at 25 right now, so you can safely put him in your cash lineup at center. Pretty obvious play. Other guys I like are definitely, unfortunately, I feel like every time we roster somebody in the cash lineup, they're terrible, and then every single time we don't go back to them, they're amazing. But Saric at 4.9, projected at 32 minutes, only gets a 1% usage bump, but 0.97 fantasy points per minute. Obviously, we have no Ayton tonight, so they need the minutes from Dario Saric. So I really like him. I think he's cash viable. I mean, Booker and Rubio, obviously, both really good plays. Both average 1.21 and 1.2 fantasy points per minute, respectively. Booker with the higher usage rate at 31%, but Rubio actually gets the better bump at 2.7%. And I also like the Rubio-Baines. Like, if Baines and Rubio start, like, I expect Rubio to kind of run those pick and rolls like he does with Ayton so well. So I really do like Rubio at 71, but I think Booker's going to carry the ownership. If Rubio's 9%, in GPPs, if that doesn't move, like I absolutely love that number. Mikal Bridges actually logs, Matt. If you look at his last 4 games, he's played 37 minutes in all 4 of those games. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, it's because of Oubre. So with Oubre
yeah.
off the court, he's just one of those guys that kind of just plays defense and stands in the corner. So I definitely don't hate him. 2% usage bump with Oubre and Ayton off the court. 0.83 fantasy points per minute. Only a 14% usage rate guy. So doesn't really man the ball too much. But at 5,200 with 37 minutes, more of a GPP play for me, but rates out pretty well on the sheet. And one other name I'm going to drop, which I don't even want to say, but Eli Akobo at 3-1.
Eli Akobo.
projected at 22 minutes right now. Like, guys, don't hold me accountable for this, but definitely a pump play. Gets a 6.1% usage bump, 0.97 fantasy points per minute. So I don't hate him. Between him, Carter, and Ty Jerome, like, it's kind of dependent on who does well, sees a bulk of those backup guard minutes. Okobo projected at 22, Javon Carter at 21, and Ty Jerome at 15. Those could easily be flipped in any order. So if Okobo can come on, Okobo will be the guy that comes on for Booker. If he can come on and play well, he could see the 22 minutes and pay off for you, like in a GPP. So if he's going to carry 0.2, he's going to be sub 1, like, I'll have some ownership to him, but please don't hold me accountable for Eli Okobo.
So the thing with Okobo, and I said this before, is like he's a borderline G League player. So whenever he gets his opportunity, he does everything he tries to anyway. So again, a very high risk, high reward player. So like, again, he'll get in there and start shooting the ball. It's just whether they're going to go down or not. So yeah, I can agree with you there. It's the one thing I find interesting about this team in general is just the percentage ownership from Baines, 59%, and then everybody else just drops down to about 20%. But they're all fantastic plays on this team. So definitely take advantage of that in GPPs. I saw a question. I just want to touch base on the question I got earlier here in the chat. 20 lineups. He says how many of those should have Baines in them? I had 80% when I was running them earlier. Now that might drop just a tad just because of this Atlanta chalk. But again, just to kind of show you how overweight I am on Baines, I have him at 80%. Or I did, anyway. So, yeah, let's go to Dallas then, or unless you want to talk about Portland while we're here.
Yeah, let's talk about Portland.
Okay. Damian Lillard, GPP. Averages 1.5 fantasy points per minute. Obviously, taking Bazemore and the rest of the injuries out. Nurkic should be back soon, but that doesn't really matter. I just saw that pop up earlier, and I was a little interested in that. 9.7K. Again, you won't get a caliber player like Lillard at 9.7, averaging 1.5 fantasy points. So if you're going to take advantage of the very, very minimum price tag for what you would get from Damian Lillard. Again, take advantage tonight. Low ownership, 3% is what he's showing at right now. I don't suspect that will move very much just because there's so many good options, or there's decent options, and of course it's a 10-game slate in general. So I think that's the one player I'm interested in, TJ. I'm really not that high on anybody else. I'm going to be honest. What are your thoughts on this team?
Yeah, I mean, I saw somebody say something about, is Dame off his minute restriction?
Mm-hmm.
Is that
I think I saw something
I
earlier.
didn't find any reports. I thought I saw somebody in Discord say that, but I haven't seen anything. But even if he plays 35 minutes, like, yeah, I definitely love Dame as a GPP play tonight against Phoenix. I like Hassan just because, I mean, if he's at 4% at 9-1 against Phoenix, where it's just, I mean, Baines can play pretty good defense, and Baines will put himself in front of anything and everything. He doesn't care about getting dunked on or anything like that. He plays tough deep, but Hassan at 9-1, I definitely don't hate. And those would be the only two guys that I'm even looking at.
Yeah, Portland's still coming down from that price tag bump from when Damian Lillard was out.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's the main thing. All right,
Sure.
Going over to Dallas. Dallas, you mentioned that you like a few plays. You want to go ahead and talk about them?
Yeah, let me see. Where did I put Dallas? I got to put him on my... What time do they play? Where are they on my sheet?
They play 8:30.
Okay. All right, so Dallas, the Mavericks, playing Memphis. My eyes go to Seth Curry with Dorian Finney-Smith and Tim Hardaway. That's who's out, right? And then
Yes.
Brunson's obviously out and Powell are still out. So with all those guys off the court, Seth Curry at 5,700 gets a 2.4% usage bump, 0.95 fantasy points per minute, rates out to a 5,600 sheet. So I definitely don't hate him. In terms of the studs and Luka and Porzingis, both of them actually get a pretty decent usage bump. Luka gets a 3.1%. Porzingis gets a 3.9%. Luka averages 1.62 fantasy points per minute and actually has 40% of the team's usage rate. Mm-hmm. And Porzingis averages 1.2 fantasy points per minute and gets 31% of the usage rate. So I definitely don't hate Luka as a GPP play. I think I would go with him and Curry over Porzingis. DeLon Wright also 0.88 fantasy points per minute at 4,200, projected at 27 minutes right now. I don't hate him either. I like the matchup against Memphis for most of these guys. So yeah, I think this is a good team to attack for GPPs.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Doncic doesn't really do anything crazy with his fantasy point per minute output with those guys off the court. But again, like you mentioned, his usage is way up there.
1.62 is trash.
Yeah, so it's not as good as we thought. So Luka Doncic, definitely GPP viable, and like you said, Seth Curry is the most obvious one that sticks out to me. 35 minutes is what they have him tagged at here. So 35 minutes, if you're getting somebody in a pace-up spot like that with a lot of a big usage boost, and right now they're showing him at 1% ownership, I think that will go up just a tad, but again, makes for a very, very intriguing GPP option. All right, let's keep moving along here. Do we even want to talk about Memphis? I don't really find anybody interesting in that game.
Where's Memphis on my sheet? I mean, yeah, no, I think they have some GPP value. Nothing for cash.
All right, let's hear it.
I mean, I won't talk too much, but like Valanciunas and Ja Morant, they're both pretty decent on our sheet. Val obviously still the majority big without Jaren Jackson and Brandon Clark. 1.39 fantasy points per minute. So I definitely don't hate him tonight. And then Ja Morant also. I'm just looking at the percent ownerships on some of these guys, and they're really low. Like Ja Morant at 6'9", 4% ownership, 1.26 fantasy points per minute at sub 7K. Like I definitely don't hate him either. Those would be the two guys that I'm targeting. Obviously the two studs. Josh Jackson also rates out pretty decent on our sheet. I don't have too much interest in him, but I could definitely see myself having some shares if he's going to be sub 1%. So that's it. Those are the only three guys that are really drawing any attention for me.
Yeah, I'm not going to repeat what you said. Just GPP options. Definitely no cash plays in this game whatsoever. I see a lot of Indiana questions, so we haven't talked about them. Let's go ahead and move to Indiana. Indiana's where the next chalk is. Obviously with... What's up?
Well, we're still... I mean, I want to talk about Indiana, obviously, because obviously I love McConnell, but we're still pending TJ Warren. We're still pending Oladipo.
Well, Warren's probable, isn't he? Or is he still questionable?
No, Warren.
He is questionable. You're right.
So I think that's... Oh, Ben Bray just got ruled out too. Yeah, so... And of course, that game's at 8. They normally play at 7. So that's tough because, like...
pivots.
I really like McConnell if he starts, and then, like, if Warren's out, that makes me like Sabonis even more. Doug McDermott's questionable too, so like I think we need to wait and kind of see how it plays out over the next half hour and see if we can get some injury news from them. Like because if Oladipo's out, obviously McConnell starts, and I really like him. I feel like McConnell might. I don't know. I feel like they probably start Aaron Holiday and Oladipo at the 1 and 2.
Yeah. Okay. We're gonna hold off on them then. That's fine. I didn't know that.
Start McConnell and Oladipo. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry. Talking to myself.
Well, I didn't know that they were so pending injury news on Warren. I thought Warren was probable, so that's my fault. Let's go ahead and move to Orlando then, because Orlando has injury news with Fournier obviously being out. So with Orlando, I noticed that the minutes went down for Michael Carter-Williams and Augustine. So I guess that means Owindu is probably projected to start.
Is it really?
I think so.
Oh, Owindu's already got named the starter.
Oh, he did get named a starter. Okay, he's showing expected lineup here. So that's, you guys, you know my love for Windu, but right now it's only showing 20 minutes, so I'm probably going to be off of him. But that really makes it confusing because Augustine, we suspected he would be in the starting lineup. He was getting 24 minutes, 25 minutes earlier this morning, but 21. I don't know if I'm as high on him as I was, definitely for GPP, but if I'm looking at anybody in this game, Markelle Fultz actually pops on our sheet pretty decently, 5.4K price tag. Terrence Ross always does. I really like Terrence Ross at 5.7K, and then Vooch. These are probably the most obvious plays, and going against Minnesota, like I said, there's been no team that scored under 110 in like the past 8-9 contests. So again, they're projecting Orlando at 117. They're usually a very slow-paced team. So Vooch being a little bit more on the chalky side, I suspect that this percentage ownership will go down on Michael Carter-Williams and Augustine. But who are you looking at from this game?
Fultz,
okay.
I absolutely love Fultz tonight. This is a great pace-up spot for Orlando on the road against Minnesota at a 118 team total over-under. Fultz gets a 6% usage bump with Fournier off the court, averages 1.08 fantasy points per minute, and garnishes a 26.7% usage rate. At 5,400, last night I said I wanted 100% of Montrezl Harrell, who actually played really well and he didn't even get too much run in the fourth, which was frustrating because he would have smashed his price tag. He ended up hitting, I think he was like 6 times value, he was right around there. Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, if there's a guy that I can be 100% on again in GPPs, it's Markelle Fultz, especially if he's at 10%. Like I'm in love with him tonight. I think it's a great matchup. Other notables, Terrence Ross, of course, 4.3% usage bump, averages 1.05 fantasy points per minute. 27% usage rate on the team, which is the second highest behind Vooch at 28.4. So yeah, I definitely like Terrence Ross. I like Vooch in this matchup against no cat. Only 8.9, 1.21 fantasy points per minute. Doesn't really scream on our sheet, but like the matchup against Minnesota and the high pace over under, especially for Orlando, is something that I'm very interested in. And yeah, I mean, I did have interest in MCW and DJ Augustine earlier, but their minutes went down a little bit. I keep talking about DJ Augustine. I think one of these times he's going to have a great game. I hope it's tonight because I'm going to have some ownership on him. He's showing at 16%, so it looks like other people are on him too. I feel like it might drop a little bit now.
Yeah, definitely will drop.
Yeah, I think it's gonna drop a little more now, especially with the Atlanta news, because people are gonna go to Teague, and rightfully so. But for GPPs, like Augustine or MCW, I'd take a chance with one of those guys. But yeah, Markel Fultz.
I do suspect that almost all of the chalk plays, all the chalk guards are going to come from Atlanta, so that will drop the ownership on these guys. And I hate to tell you guys, but not every single Atlanta guard is going to go off tonight. So definitely some leverage here in these guard positions in Orlando. Definitely with Indiana if Warren gets ruled out. Obviously with Phoenix, we've already talked about them. So again, there's a lot of leverage, a lot of different places to go. If you guys want to start your builds around Atlanta, maybe grab a little bit of exposure and then going elsewhere with these guard positions. Obviously a ton of different options. So do you want to talk about Minnesota? Minnesota's not too much going on again. It's just, I feel like it's the same picture every time. It looks like the price tags are staying about the same. Malik Beasley being my only really option that's going to be GPP viable. And then D'Lo, obviously, 8.8. Naz Reid's always in the mix, but I mean, I'm not going to really recommend these guys. I'm not going to really take hard stances on anybody. Is there anybody that interests you from this game?
Can you read my sign?
No, I can't.
You can't see it?
Matt is the best at DFS. That is amazing.
You can read it?
I can. But you're not going to say it. Oh, that's amazing. Look at that, guys. I have to take like a screenshot or something. Matter of fact, I think I am. There's a screenshot. What? Not okay. I took the screenshot before, so. Hold on. Now I got something for you. All right, now we have TJ on the screen, so we're good. We can't see anything.
Just want everybody to make sure they see the first page. I just want to make sure they all see the second page, because the second page is the more important of the two pages. So it says, just to be clear, it says Matt is the best at DFS. Not. Okay.
Oh, that's funny. But you guys didn't get you don't get a Carl to get on stream here. I was a little bit disappointed. I kind of wanted Carl. But it's all good.
I did too.
I guess I'll count that. That's fine. You're 0 for 2 on bets on stream, just the FYI. I don't know if you want to keep making bets.
That's why I quit betting.
All right, so moving along let's go to San Antonio, because San Antonio intrigues me just a little bit because they had an awful performance with Tim Duncan as their official head coach last game. They stunk it up as a team, but going against Charlotte, Charlotte actually was winning at one point by a lot. Spurs ended up winning, but it was a very low-paced game, and because of that, I feel like these price tags haven't adjusted off of DeMar DeRozan and Trey Lyles. So definitely, I like them for GPPs. Maybe DeRozan could sneak into a cash line, but again, with all this extra value, I don't really know. I'm definitely higher on Booker, but DeRozan and Lyles make for good GPP plays. That's really all I want to say about my Spurs. But I was noticing the percentage ownership on somebody like Lyles, and it's just funny because he was carrying about 40 to 50, I think even higher in cash percent when it was a few slates ago, and because of their bad performance, the percentage ownership went down to 8, and he was even more expensive last time. So again, I just want to touch base on the Spurs. Percentage ownership doesn't really make sense to me, at least with these two players, and DeRozan's still at 7.2. Again, when Aldridge was out earlier in the season, he was bouncing around the 8K range. So 7.2, again, pace up spot for San Antonio. Are you going to touch either one of those players tonight, TJ?
I was definitely interested and still kind of am in DeRozan and Cash because I like the up-pace game for them going to Brooklyn. So I think he's cash valuable at 7.2, but I don't have any interest in any of these other guys. My lineup that I made before stream had DeMar in it, but now with all this news, I don't know if he'll still be in there or not. I mean, I wouldn't mind going to Rudy Gay for GPPs at 4,600. 1.3% usage bump, averages 1.04 fantasy points per minute, and actually garnishes a 23% usage rate, which is second highest on the team behind DeRozan. It's just too spread out with the Spurs, man. I'm so sick of getting burned by them, and
And now it
they're a
pops
very
back.
frustrating team to roster in terms of DFS. But I think DeRozan still carries a pretty good amount of ownership. As like I said, it's a very good matchup for them going on the road to Brooklyn. So maybe a good team to target for GPPs if all their ownership goes down. I mean, right now, like DeJounte Murray showing sub 1%. I could get on board with that for GPPs. Rudy Gay at 7%. And then I don't even want to say Bryn Forbes, but like 4%. I mean, Derek White. Like, yeah, I could see myself rostering those guys in like a GPP stack just to see if it pays off. Because, like I said, again, I like the matchup going to Brooklyn, up pace game for the Spurs. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts.
Yeah, I also want to say that the only guard that's really got consistent minutes, and not even that many, but he's still sitting at about 25 minutes a game, even with Aldridge out, is Bryn Forbes. So if you guys want consistent minutes at 25 is probably what you're going to get from him. 3.4K, again, pace up spot, a shooter. So if you guys want to go that direction, I won't hate it. Missing any more chalk? I'm kind of looking here. I think we touched base on the majority of it. We got a question about Milwaukee and the Lakers in the last game. But other
I cannot
than
wait to watch that game tonight.
oh, it's going to be phenomenal. That could be the potential.
And I told her that I can't.
Yeah,
So she's friends. So I can't. I'm just gonna watch that game.
I'm going out to dinner, but it's definitely going to be before that game starts for sure. I really don't like anything else from. I mean, as far as the chalk and the most obvious plays that I like. Again, we're still awaiting that Indiana news. So that Indiana injury news, it will be huge too. If anybody's ruled out for them.
Huge. I think the chalk tonight comes from Atlanta. I think I don't know if it comes from Orlando, but like I like Orlando. I think it comes from Phoenix. I think those are your two chalk teams tonight. Some other plays though, like you mentioned Milwaukee, Middleton and Bledsoe in a competitive game tonight against the Lakers. Like I really like them at their price tags at 6'8" and 5'7". I definitely want to have exposure to them in GPPs, and Giannis, of course. Who else? We didn't touch base on the Pelicans, but I think I have like Tatum tonight, man. Again, no Gordon Hayward, no Jaylen Brown. He's at 10K.
Mm-hmm.
Still gets a 7.6% usage bump with those two guys off the court. Obviously, Kemba's back. His minute restriction is being risen a little bit. We're unclear as to how many minutes he will see. I pegged him at 28. Could play 30, I guess, but I don't see him playing any more than that. So Tatum with Jaylen Brown and Gordon Hayward off the court, 7.6% usage bump, 1.42 fantasy points per minute, and 36.5% usage rate. 5.7 on our sheet. I love Tatum again tonight. Not as high as I was on him in the past week with all those injuries because Kemba is back, but I definitely like Tatum as a GPP play at 10K. Julius Randle, Matt. Any interest?
Yeah, I was gonna talk about him actually as one of my favorite GPP plays, but again, they're pinning injury news as well, so we kind of have to wait. I think Mitchell Robinson's still questionable.
No, he's good.
Is he good? I need to pay more attention. There's just so much injury news that I'm really focused on, and I start to miss some of these other guys. Where's New York? What time do they play?
Oh, they put 7:30.
Yeah, no, Julius Randle at 7.6. 7.6 is just a ridiculous price tag. We started him last time. You're just looking at probably the best player on that roster as far as scoring and just overall usage. At 7.6, again, it makes for a great GPP play. I'm not really touching anybody else in this game. But yeah, Randall's definitely just another one of those good GPP options for sure.
Mm-hmm.
When Julius Randle played for the Pelicans, I pretty much started him every night. And now that he's on the Knicks, it kind of sucks because he doesn't have as much upside as he used to. But he used to tear it apart without AD in the lineup. Chicago, no. I think we pretty much touched base on everything. Do we want to talk about the Lakers at all? I know that AD is at 9, or he's below 10K, which makes him obviously an intriguing target, 9.8. 35 minutes. So again, they'll have to be out there LeBron and AD will have to be out there the entire time again, just to they're playing in the best matchup of the season against Milwaukee. So I do like LeBron James. I do like AD. But again, there's just a lot. It'll be interesting because there's a lot of value on the slate. It's going to be dependent on who you're going to pay up for. And I kind of want to hear your take, TJ, because I want to see where your thoughts are with cash. What are your pay-up options as of right now, your favorite ones?
For cash, specifically?
Yeah.
I would think your pay-up options currently are going to be Booker, Bradley Beal, Vooch, and probably DeRozan. I guess he's not really a pay-up at 7-2. I guess he's kind of mid-tier. Depending on the Pacers is pretty big because, like, if Warren's out, then Sabonis. Again, we haven't ran the numbers. I haven't ran the numbers even for Indiana yet. So even if Warren plays, like Sabonis at 8-7 could be really good. We'd love to target bigs against Chicago. So I definitely am waiting for that pending injury news before I run the numbers. But like I know Sabonis at 8-7 is somebody that's kind of standing out to me right now. So yeah, I think those are pretty good pay up options. And then like Luka, against Memphis, I think he'll carry some ownership. But I think Bradley Beal, stacking Atlanta and coming back with Beal is going to be a pretty popular lineup tonight in cash. So if that's what happens, get ready for everybody being 70% owned, and you get burned by one guy, and then the world's on fire. So
I just updated Roto, and all the percentage ownership got updated. So let's take a second and kind of look at that.
Yeah, I'm going to do it right now. I see. So before I do it, I see Reddish at 9%. I'm going to say Reddish goes to 30.
I think you were pretty close, actually.
28.
Yeah.
Herter at 23. Teague at 40. Yeah. And I'm assuming Beal's went up now. Beal's at 14. Okay. So if I think stacking that Atlanta-Washington game is going to be pretty big. I think you're going to see a lot of lineups with like John Collins, Kevin Herter, Cam Reddish, Jeff Teague, and then coming back with Beal. I think that'll be a pretty popular stack in terms of cash.
All right. We're at 6 o'clock. I kind of want to wrap it up, give a rough overview of the slate, and then we'll start answering questions while we wait for the Indiana news, because that will be very, very pivotal. Definitely going to change up things if they come out after lock. That's going to be interesting because a lot of this chalk will come from this early game. So, TJ, I know you gave basically kind of a rough overview already, but if you had to lock in some cash plays, what would they look like right now?
Teague, Baines, Reddish. I think those are good. I think that's a good 3 right now. Teague, Baines, Reddish, probably John Collins.
Okay, John Collins is still only at 17%, which is actually crazy to me. I really like John Collins tonight. Yeah,
and then like I said, I think Teague, Reddish, Collins, Herter, Booker. I mean, not Booker. Teague, Reddish, Collins, Herter, and then coming back with Beal, and then like Baines. I think that's going to be a lot of people's lineups tonight.
Yeah, my only hesitation with starting somebody with like Beal is obviously the salary is going to be taken up in that early game, and then if that Indiana news comes out, oh boy, like then Sabonis would become a very, very good play, and you wouldn't be able to pivot. I'm assuming, so that's the only hesitation.
I think you can get all of those guys. To be honest with you,
Sabonis too.
Yeah, I think so. Mm-hmm. I could be wrong, but just looking at why did they? That's why they took Reddish off, because he's.
All right, guys, I'm going to give my GPP favorite plays. Again, you guys asked for GPP locks. I never give those in this slate in particular because there's 10 different games. So I will tell you my favorite plays. I think Baines is a nice starting point, obviously, in GPPs. I think he's that good of a play. Of course, in cash as well. TJ McConnell is only showing 18%. Of course, all this chalk is going to come from this early Atlanta game. I still like TJ McConnell regardless. If he does draw the start, I love him tonight. If he doesn't, I still like him as a GPP option. Let's see. Devin Booker is only showing at 25%, which is still surprising. I do like Devin Booker just because of his ownership. DeMar DeRozan, we've already touched base on, only showing 21% in tournaments. Sarge is still showing 24%. I like him a lot in GPPs. Ricky Rubio just gets overlooked in general. Could easily have a fantastic game over somebody like Booker. Again, a high usage guy and almost the exact same matchup as Booker. So Terrence Ross is showing at 2%, TJ. I really like Terrence Ross again. I feel like Terrence Ross is always sitting in that 1% range, even when he's really obvious. So, again, Terrence Ross is another fantastic play. Again, all of this chalk is going to come, all the guard chalk is going to come from Atlanta. Terrence Ross makes for a very, very good GPP option.
You left one guy out.
I probably did.
Markel Fultz.
Fultz. Yes, Fultz is down here somewhere.
100% on Markel Fultz.
Yeah, no, Fultz is down here too. But the only thing is Fultz is showing higher ownership. That's the only thing. I look for the biggest differences. So, like, Ross is showing 2%. Miles Turner, of course, is in there. And, yeah, I think that pretty much covers it. Obviously, we mentioned Damian Lillard only showing 6%. It did rise a little bit, so that's interesting.
I like Dame. I have a lineup that I just created that I like that. I mean, to wait and see what happens with Indiana.
Bradley Beal's showing the match for me. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much it, guys. If you are new to the stream, I know a lot of you guys just got let out from other streams. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hit that subscribe button, guys. We're going to be going live this entire weekend. So, again, I know a lot of you are off work, and this is your Friday night. You're probably drinking a beer, making some DFS laps. Really do appreciate you guys joining us on this Friday night.
I'll drink a beer with you guys on the stream.
Yeah, so TJ will go do that. Just don't grab a Corona. We know that Trae Young's not playing because of coronavirus-like symptoms. Just kidding. So yeah, guys, stay with us all night, and of course, subscribe and hit that notification bell. We do this all day, every day. I put up an early morning video every single day as well to give an early look, and then people come back to that video and then roast me for those plays. So that doesn't make much sense because the stream is where it's at, guys. Of course, we really do appreciate all your support. So go ahead and start firing away your questions. I know we've seen a decent amount of questions, so let's go through them. So no, screw Devin Booker. So no, you do not have good luck with Devin Booker. So I assume if you're going to fade him tonight, then Devin Booker's probably going to do very well. Just saying. Maybe you shouldn't play tonight. Do you like LeVert? Yes, we didn't talk about Brooklyn. So Brooklyn, I know that LeVert's price tag actually went down. It's LeVert and Dinwiddie. Pick between the two. They're both pretty much the same caliber kind of player at this point. LeVert's been performing better as of late, so I do like him at a 7K price tag. The only thing with LeVert is he's showing at 17%, so I wouldn't consider him my favorite GPP option just because of his ownership. It's a little bit higher than I like it. But again, it's pace-up swap versus Spurs, so I can get behind that. Love Rubio. I do love Rubio tonight for GPP. Sabonis or Collins? Well, again, it's pending the Indiana news. Right now, Collins. But not by much.
They're both really good plays, yeah.
Yes, Booker for 90 since I'm not playing him. What's your favorite sub 5% ownership for GPPs? I think we touched base on that. I saw Terrence Ross is coming in at 2%. Terrence Ross and Lillard's at 5%.
Didn't he say sub?
Yeah, sub, sorry. Seth Curry, showing virtually unknown.
5%. I'm sorry. I thought he said sub 5K.
No, 5%. Seth Curry's not even showing owned, so that's fantastic.
Someone, Jared Allen. Yeah, Jared Allen was a GPP play that I had written down today. I like Jared Allen too.
I mentioned him on our earlier morning video. Yeah, I like Jared Allen as well. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Jeff Teague or McConnell? That's tough. I'm gonna say Jeff Teague right now. Oh, for GPP. Ooh.
Yeah, I'd say McConnell.
See, you're a FanDuel player, so that's tough. You can take a huge risk on McConnell. Actually, not huge. I mean, McConnell's going to be a decent play regardless.
As long as Oladipo's out.
Chinese writing. I can't read Chinese.
Really?
Yeah. Don't know if you roasted us or what. You probably roasted us.
Said, Matt is trash. Borat better. Well, is he wrong, Matt?
I think that's what it says, yeah. Bron or Davis? I like AD tonight just because he's cheaper. Only reason. AD or Lillard? Ooh, that's tough. They're both in the same price range. I'll say Lillard. I like them both, though.
Yeah, it's tough.
I like Lillard because his price or his ownership's lower. Learn Chinese. Butler question mark. Yeah, we didn't touch base on Butler, and I actually like him tonight. So Butler, obviously, anybody playing the Pelicans is a pace of spot. Butler's been stinking it up lately, 7.9. 34 minutes could definitely be a solid GPP option. Another person to talk about in that game, Hero's still out, so Duncan Robinson's still getting 32 minutes. 4.7K could end up being a decent option. We like to target shooters in this game. That's exactly what he does. Pelicans are actually favored at home, so I do like Duncan Robinson and Jimmy Butler for additional GPP options. And of course, Jay Crowder's always there, 4.8, 29 minutes. So I like these Heat players for GPPs. We didn't even touch base on them. For sure. All right. Windu, good sleeper. It depends on his minutes. I like a Windu if he gets like more than 30 minutes, but if he's only getting 20, absolutely not touching him.
I think Windu's your favorite player to roster.
No, he's not. If he's only getting 20 minutes, then please avoid him.
It goes Devin Booker or Windu.
Yeah. This season anyway. I do like Devin Booker. Devin Booker and Troy Brown.
You love Troy Brown.
When he gets minutes.
Out of rotation now.
Yeah, I know. Diallo love for GPP. It depends on his minutes. I mean, Baines could get in foul trouble for sure. Very risky. Diallo, 3.2. I mean, he's not that bad. Yeah, I mean, for GPP, sure. Bam or Sabonis? I like Sabonis tonight.
Sabonis.
Yeah.
Where is... I keep losing Dallas on the sheet.
I know. You are having troubles with that.
It's the second time. I just can't find him.
Sabonis or Collins, I answered that. Do you like LeVert? I already answered that. I'm scrolling up here. Beal plus Hawks. Yes, that's going to be an optimal stat, guys. Me personally, I will grab as much from Atlanta as possible, and I purposefully won't grab Beal just because of the late night pivots, and you never know what could happen. And Beal is very expensive. I'm not saying he's not a good play. He's a phenomenal play actually tonight, but again, there might be some more value that opens up, like that one night where AD randomly got ruled out after lock, and I still had a ton of lineups with where I was able to pivot. I'm heavy on Beal. Yeah, if you're a FanDuel player, I mean, by all means.
Is he cheap on FanDuel?
Oh, I'm just saying there's no late swap, so might as well.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, it's so...
Best spend up. Let's talk about that. It was Trae Young. Yeah, Bradley Beal's obviously the best. There's so many good options. That's the problem. Giannis is there against the Lakers, guys. It's going to be competitive. Giannis might get more than 32 minutes. I don't see why not. AD's fantastic. Lillard's a great GPP option. Vooch is my favorite right now, if you want to consider him pay up, 8.9. Sabonis is fantastic. I do like Collins. I'm not my stud to pay up for is going to be Bradley Beal.
Oh, Bradley Beal is your stud payout.
My favorite, yeah. But again, it's going to be tough because I prefer like Sabonis and Collins in the same lineup and like Booker.
Mine for GPPs, if you want to feel wild, are Dame and Tatum.
Yeah, I mean, Tatum's definitely not in a bad spot, but again, they're playing Utah. That's my only hesitation. They're still projected at 111, which isn't bad. Is Middleton safe in cash? Absolutely not. There's a lot of better cash plays. It's just only because of his ownership, though. Safe is a high owned, high ceiling guy. And Porzingis, we trust. Good luck with that. I mean, Porzingis he's in a pace up spot, and he's at 9.3K. I mean, GPP viable. Collins or Bam? I think I answered this already. I like Collins. He's actually showing very low owned, so Tatum just smashed Utah.
Let's wait for the injury news for Indiana, but no, I don't think so. As long as he starts, I think McConnell's a good play.
I like McConnell right now for GPPs because I feel like his ownership's not going to be that high.
It's not going to be as high as it was.
Right, that's what I mean.
Because everybody's going to be on it now.
Thomas Bryant, I would hesitate at Thomas Bryant just because of his minutes. What's his price tag? I haven't even looked.
It's 4K. If he, I said this earlier. If he plays, I definitely like him.
Yeah.
But it's very dependent on his minutes.
Fade LeBron, you could get away with it for sure. Cam or Hunter? Cam Reddish rates better on our sheet, right, TJ?
Yeah, Reddish.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But Hunter's a good play as well. How big is the difference in ownership between Goodwin and Teague? Good question. I think Goodwin's not really owned at all. It's 6%. Yeah, 6%. It's 34%.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Goodwin's a good GPP play. I mean, it's just his minutes are going to be fluky. So if he can play 20, yeah, he's a good play. Good pump play.
Yeah. Do you like Smart tonight? Not as much as I did in the last few contests because
not with Kemba.
Yeah, 6.5. His price tag did go down, but yeah, Kemba's back and playing more minutes anyway. Stars and scrubs for me tonight. Yeah, it's tough. I wouldn't say like there's an elite stud to pay up for, so that's my only hesitation. Like Giannis could easily be the best player on the slate. Same thing with Doncic. Same thing with LeBron. Like you can't really pick. It's gonna be tough. GPPs, I'm gonna have a little bit of exposure of all these guys. Again, my favorite plays come from like this 8 to 10K range. I think those are my favorite plays. I love Vooch. I love Lillard. I love Sabonis. Like you can make a case for Aaron Gordon, and then Booker's right there. For GPP contests, what should you look for? What does 6, 7, 8 mean? Do you get that comment?
I'm watching one of our golf guys, Carlos Ortiz, finish up on 18, and he's on the cut line, and he is going to blow this and miss the cut.
Oh, no. He's doing golf sweat while we're on stream. Yo, I was thinking about that. Whenever we're in a potential takedown, like a big takedown, I should get on stream and kind of sweat it out with you guys. You guys can watch me.
No one wants to
have a heart attack.
You can, sure. No one wants to see me on stream freak out. I promise you that. Dude, if he honestly doubles this hole and misses the cut.
Be legendary. I really don't get your question though. I'm gonna be honest. 6 times 7 times 8 for GPP contest. I don't. Or DK. So what should you look for?
He means like are you asking like you want to, like who do you think is gonna be viable to get 6 to 8 times value their price tag for GPP
I don't
content?
think so. I think value. Oh, he did. You're right.
Yeah, he means
value.
6 to 8 times for GPP contests, like value. So like who are the best options to hit that value in terms of like who do we think might get you 8 times value for
I think it's what it
means. I think it would be Teague, Baines, some of those cheap guys, McConnell. I think all those guys have a pretty good chance.
Deadman. Yeah, anybody in the low value. Randall or Bam? Ooh, that's tough. I'm going to say Randall. I like
Dude,
Bam
he literally
tonight,
went OB on the last hole off the tee.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he's gonna miss the cut. He's probably gonna triple this hole. You have to be kidding me.
So reasons why we don't want to watch TJ sweat it out.
He has to chip in from the bunker. That's unbelievable, man.
Dragic, Beasley, Ross, Bertans, Reed, Schroeder, Herder, Lillard. That's a bit crazy, man. There's a lot of low-owned guys in there. Dragic is very low-owned. Beasley's going to be very low-owned. Ross is virtually unowned. So I'm going to be honest, man. I don't like that lineup. You're going to have to get some cash guys in there, some safer guys.
Yeah, right. Do it, dude. You kidding me? Why not? Just one chance at that. All low-owned guys. Love it.
Giannis for cash tonight. Late night hammer. Giannis, it depends on the rest of your lineup. I think Giannis is definitely viable again if the rest of your lineup has these chalk guys in there. Giannis is definitely in a good spot. It's a competitive game, and he performs well in those types of games. So he's definitely going to have some extra motivation tonight. I will say that. And Giannis has been on a tear as of late.
Matt, I think we cut at like 625, seeing as.
Yes, I agree. I thought you were talking about your golf lineup again. I was
Oh
like, what are
no,
you talking
golf
about?
lineup just went down the tubes because Carlos Ortiz can't hit a fairway. Golf is
Dra-
actually looking incredible.
Dragic is such a good play. Yes, Dragic is a good play. I mean, obviously, anybody playing in Miami in a pace of spot 5.9 is definitely intriguing. But again, like GPP, not cash. I have 3 Magic players in my line currently. That's not a bad option. Orlando definitely draws some interest. It's just not as chalky. Would y'all play Bertans and Hachimura in the same lineup? Yes, I would because of that over-under. There's going to be a couple players that are going to have to step it up tonight for that team other than Beal. Definitely top the list are Bertans and Hachimura. How about a Magic stack? Yes, it seems like you guys are all aboard the Magic train. So Vooch, Ross, and who would I recommend other than them? Your boy Fultz, TJ is who I'd recommend.
I love Fultz tonight.
Yeah, Fultz is a good play. Thoughts on Bruno? I don't think he's getting minutes. Yeah, 14. I don't like him. I don't hate him, but I don't like him. Just build this GPP line. Teague, Fultz, Ross, Collins, Vooch, Curry, Seth Curry, Reddish, Booker. Yes, Booker. It's not going to cash, man. You have Booker in there, and it's a no, so.
Your Achilles here. Your Achilles heel.
Yeah, no, I think that lineup's pretty good. I like it, for sure. You have some low-owned guys in there. Just hope that Orlando smashes it for you tonight. Bridges or Robinson GPP? I'm assuming Bridges from Phoenix.
Yeah, probably. And then it's probably FanDuel.
Okay. I like Bridges.
Because McCall is 900 more than Robinson.
Yeah.
Right? I think. He's 52. Yeah, and Robinson's, 42? So 1,000 more? It's got to be FanDuel.
All right. We got drop some knowledge question here. So what's your GPP strategy on a daily basis, guys? Mix high-owned guys with some low-owned guys for single entry small amounts of people. If you're entering anything lower than 500 people, and I like to play those type of single entry GPPs, I like to have about 5 to 6 chalk guys and then differentiate myself with other people, those 2 to 3 guys, low-owned guys that are going to fly under the radar. For higher GPPs, I like to have a solid core 4. I think TJ usually does about 3 to 4 as well, where we're very overweight on, and then you kind of differentiate yourself amongst those other plays. Again, with the volatility of the NBA, you can't really tell when Charlotte's going to score 110 points or when Houston's going to drop 105 and get blown out. So that's why GPPs is good to mix in some very, very low-owned guys. All right, so that's the GPP strategy I implement. Again, Roto Grinder's a great tool, Fantasy Cruncher, great tool. But again, how you make your lineups is up to you.
For those of you who took the golf lineup, Carlos Ortiz just went bogey, triple bogey to miss the cut.
That sucks, man.
I hope any of you are sad, because I'm very sad. Bogey, triple bogey. Missed the cut by 2 shots.
Booker, Teague, Robinson, Gordon, Vooch, Reddish, Sabonis, Baines. I'm assuming that's GPP. I like that. Magic will start. Thanks for the update because I didn't see it yet. Fultz, so Windu, Ennis.
I told you a Windu starting.
Yeah, but I thought it wasn't confirmed.
No, I told you it was confirmed. It's fine.
Yeah, but I didn't believe you. Okay. Gonna head out. Good luck tonight. FanDuel, what point guard pair with Teague and Cash? I have no idea because I don't look at FanDuel. But if it's similar to DK, McConnell's another great option. So is... I don't know if Cam Reddish plays point guard. He probably shouldn't. So I like McConnell. Reddish or McConnell for Cash? What?
You like McConnell more than Reddish and Cash?
No, he said what point guard would you pair with Jeff Teague?
Okay.
Reddish or McConnell for Cash? Reddish. Right now.
Right.
Lonzo Ball, question mark. Lonzo Ball is getting very pricey. However, he's been killing it. This is going to be a pace down spot for New Orleans. I think there's a couple players, if I'm going to take from that game, it's going to be Zion. Zion's finally getting down to 7.6, or Brandon Ingram, which is now at 8. It's kind of hard to pick and choose from that team now. Again, the price tags are making it very, very hard to do that.
Braun or
Why?
Beal? I'd go Beal.
Why no mentions of Hunter? I like Hunter tonight. I actually mentioned him at the beginning of the stream. Again, for GPP, he's definitely not going to carry as much ownership as these other guys, but he's showing 11%, which is why I love him for GPPs. Any update in TJ Warren? Nope, unfortunately not. Not yet. Rubio, Teague, Herter, AD, Baines, Curry, Ross, Lillard. Yeah, that's not bad. Very, very low owned guys, though, on the tail end of that lineup. Braun or Beal? I'll say Beal. Like I said, he's my favorite pay-up option tonight. He's the safest anyway. Guys, we don't go over FanDuel. Really appreciate the questions though. We just don't know the pricing. It's not that we hate FanDuel. We just like DK a lot better with late swap.
We hate FanDuel.
Why Reddish over Hunter? Higher ownership, and he pops better on our sheet, but both of them are fantastic options tonight. Both are fantastic options.
LeBron is so good at basketball.
I'm good at basketball. I'd beat LeBron.
Think so?
Yeah, it'd be easy.
Doubt it. Be easy.
If I was able to dribble the ball on the floor for more than one bounce, I'd be happy against LeBron.
Slay by Sierra, I would take me over Teague.
What'd you say?
I told her I would take me over Teague. She said TJ or Teague.
TJ. Oh. I didn't even see that.
No, Jeff Teague.
Oh man. All right, Fultz, Butler, Robinson, Zion. I know. I was about to answer this last question. Fultz, Butler, Robinson, Zion, Davis, Teague, Culver. Ball. That is very, very low owned. I wouldn't go that direction for GPPs. Again, a lot of low owned guys. I would get some high. Like I said, guys, if you were listening to my GPP strategy earlier, mix in some high owned guys, and those guys are high owned for a reason. They're in smash spots. All right, so make sure you get those guys in there. Mix in with a couple of those low owned guys. All right. We will be back, or at least I will, in about 20 minutes or so. I have to update a lot of my entries, and I have to update my Patreon. Of course, for you guys are the priority, and I will announce the winner at the very end of the stream. Forgot to do that. So I will do all that, guys. I'll be back in about 15, 20 minutes. All right?
Just listen. That's the way computers talk to each other.
On the outside looking in, not knowing where I've been, traveling through light and sound. I wanna know the real world, to verify reality. I just wanna be found, I just wanna be found. On the outside looking in, not knowing where I've been, traveling through light and sound. I wanna know the real world, to verify reality. I just wanna be found, I just wanna be found.
What's going on? All right, so lots happening. I'm still crunching numbers. So, I like Indiana a lot. I like the Hawks the most. I like Indiana as my second stack, or not stack. I like them as my second option for value, and then I like Phoenix third. Okay, it's definitely going to be tough because these value plays from Atlanta and Indiana all look very similar. We're still waiting for the updates because we're getting them so late for this percentage ownership. We probably won't get updates. So Aaron Holiday, TJ McConnell, Justin Holiday, like they're bottom of the barrel price tags and they're getting heavy minutes. So I don't think they're as good as price tags as Atlanta, and they're not in that great of a spot for Chicago. They're only projected at 106.75, but they're very intriguing for GPPs. Okay, so I'm trying to get a good amount of these guys in my lineups. Like TJ McConnell is very intriguing. I didn't update that. So again, I would stack Atlanta for value, Indiana too. The most chalk option, and we know that Reddish isn't in the starting lineup anymore, but I still think he's a great value. Again, if I'm going to be targeting anybody from Atlanta, guys, it's a very confusing slate, so bear with me here. All right. Jeff Teague is still going to be the chalkiest. John Collins is a very, very good option along with Sabonis. I feel like if you have those two in your lineup, that's a very good direction to go. Kevin Huerter is a great GPP option. Cam Reddish is still a fantastic option, and so is Hunter. Okay. With Indiana, again, all of these guys are good, but I would target these guys more for GPPs. Aaron Holiday's fantastic. So is Justin Holiday at 32 minutes. Both of these guys are very, very good at bottom of the barrel price tags. TJ McConnell, also a good GPP option. I think Sabonis is definitely cash viable now. Oladipo, if you're feeling very risky tonight. Yes, you can stack any one of these teams. If you can stack Indiana on the hopes that they overperform their 106, and you can also stack Atlanta. Atlanta's a safer bet still, but Atlanta's definitely intriguing. So I'm at the point now where I'm trying to get all Indiana and Atlanta into my my builds, like regardless, mixed in with some Phoenix chalk. Like Baines is still a fantastic play. Brian Brown doesn't look like he's going to get minutes. But he is starting. So again, if you look here, Brian Brown, or is it Bowen? It's Brian Bowen. 15 minutes. So even though he's projected to start, he's still not projected to get that many minutes. All right. So the safer bets on Indiana are going to be TJ McConnell, Aaron Holiday, and Justin Holiday. And again, the percentage ownership is still probably not going to update here. Yeah, at this point, you almost have to ignore percentage ownership because there's so many good plays, which kind of stinks. So yeah, I'll go ahead and answer some questions. Sorry guys, I'm just in deep thought here. I'll give you guys a better direction here in just a second. All right, so I updated my lineups. So you want a mix of Indiana, obviously with Atlanta. You still want Reddish in there. You still want guys like Deadman. You still want Huerter. Again, I'm talking GPP right now. You want Hunter in there. Okay, for Indiana, good value plays are Justin Holiday, Miles Turner still great. TJ McConnell's great, and Aaron Holiday. Again, guys, these are fantastic plays. If you're looking to be aggressive, I wouldn't go outside of these guys for value. So again, Atlanta and Indiana, and then like the chalk from the Suns. So like Aaron Baines is still going to be chalk. He's going to be very chalk, and so is Booker. Booker's going to be pretty high owned. Okay, Sabonis and Collins are my favorite pay-up options. Booker, Collins, and Sabonis are my favorite pay-up options tonight. Allen or Saric? Saric is still good. Yeah, Saric is still a very good play. Updated GPP line. Teague, Fultz, Beal, Collins, Baines, Ross, Sabonis, Saric. That's a pretty solid lineup. GPP line. Teague, Booker, LeVert, Saric, Miles Turner, McConnell, Butler, Whiteside. I'm not that high on Whiteside. I'm high on Sabonis, Collins as my pay-up options. Giannis is even in here because there's so much value now. Brian Bowen is probably still not viable. Not much data on him. He's only playing about 18 minutes. Can you play Holiday, McConnell? Absolutely. Lillard or AD in utility? I like Lillard's upside tonight. I also like AD. I'm going to lean towards Lillard. I don't know. I feel like AD's safer, though. All right, guys. Feel free to ask any more questions. So, again, my favorite plays on the slate. To recap, Aaron Baines, you have to build around. Jeff Teague, John Collins. Okay, Sabonis is now very, very viable. If you can get Sabonis in your lineups. Yeah, Sabonis is showing a heavy amount in mine. Collins and Sabonis 100% for that question. I mean, there's a bunch of good plays. Justin Holiday's great. Jeff Teague, John Collins, Miles Turner, Sabonis, Guys, everybody on Indiana and Atlanta is very, very good. I still love Atlanta more so than I do Indiana, but Indiana can almost, they're right there. They're a very good play. Whiteside or Vooch? I like Vooch. There's a ton of good options. Value plays, you're going to be targeting Atlanta and Indiana. Okay? All right, sorry guys, I'm just staring at a screen here. Okay. All right, now Bertans or Rui Hachimura. I'm assuming that's what you're trying to say. I'm gonna say Bertans. Yeah, no, Fultz is a fantastic play, guys. Fultz, I'm still overexposed on Fultz, I believe. Somewhere in here. Yeah, Fultz. Booker, Reddish, or Sabonis, Aaron Holiday for cash. Booker, Reddish still. GPP, Teague, Booker, LeVert, Sabonis, Baines, McConnell, Butler, or DeRozan. LeVert, Sabonis, Baines. Yep, that's a good GPP lineup. Yeah, McConnell is still in there. McConnell's going to be a good play. He's going to get minutes. Again, guys, Atlanta and Indiana, target them for value. As you guys can see, this entire lineup, this first lineup here, is all Indiana and Atlanta. Okay, you're going to be seeing a lot of them tonight. All right. That is the edge. Late night pivot, last minute pivot here to Indiana. Indiana's going to be great. Beal or Booker tonight? I like Booker. I do like Booker tonight. Bogdanovich or Ross? Ross. And I believe there was a really good entry, guys. 1,000 people, $4 max 20. Very, very good contest to enter tonight. a ton of good Indiana guys. Sabonis, Justin Holiday, TJ McConnell, all because they're getting minutes now and their minimum price tag. Aaron Holiday is a great play. Again, so much usage to go around with TJ Warren now out for Indiana. Just a ton of minutes in general. He plays about 36 minutes a night. All right. Sabonis against the Bulls. Yes, Sabonis is a very good play. I'm overexposed to him. Absolutely. Sabonis and Collins are fantastic plays tonight. Zion or Randall? I like Randall tonight. Zion's a good play too, though. As a matter of fact, I might lean more towards Zion. I do like Zion tonight. I'm overexposed now to Giannis. I mean, man, there's so many good plays, guys. So many good plays. Should I get in there Teague or McConnell? Cash, I'm torn. You need to get Teague. Teague's going to be higher owned. Yeah, Teague's definitely going to be higher owned. Do you like LeVert? Yes, I do like LeVert tonight. LeVert as a good GPP option. Guys, I'm going to get off in about 3 minutes. So again, ask any last minute questions. Again, Atlanta and Indiana are going to be the games you're going to target, the teams you're going to target. Vooch is still up there as a great play. Again, my favorite range for these teams, or for the slate in general, going to be between the 8 and 9K range. I love those plays. Collins, Sabonis, and Vooch are all very, 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 very good options. Collins or Sabonis and Cash. Collins going to be more chalky. However, Sabonis is a fantastic play as well. Try to get them both in there. McConnell and DeRozan or Fultz and Kobe White. I'm going to say McConnell and DeRozan. Zion or Randall, I'm going to say, I think that question was just asked. I'm torn between those two. I'm going to say Zion just because of ownership. Aaron Holiday, Beal, LeVert, Davis, Baines, Teague, Saric, Zion, not a bad one. Gordon for GPP. Yes, Gordon's a good GPP option. As we know, Fournier is out, so a lot of usage to go around. Turner or Lyles, DK? Turner. Turner's now a better option. What do you think of Bam? Bam's not a bad play, but there's better plays tonight than Bam. Sabonis and Collins have tremendous upside tonight. Tremendous upside. That was the most stressful pre-lock I've had in a long time, guys. So sorry about that, but we're a little all over the place at this point. Try to grab as many Indiana and Atlanta guys as possible. Again, and very, very good matchups. Very good matchups, all of them. I don't know about FanDuel's pricing, so I can't recommend LeVert. Any last minute questions, guys? It just hit 7 o'clock, so thanks for tuning in, guys. Have a great Friday. Of course, we are going to be live in the morning, or I'm going to be posting my video in the morning, and then we'll be going live again for all the NBA slates. TJ couldn't make it because he was stressing out about the cash lineup. But guys, thanks for tuning in. I will talk to you tomorrow.
Describe that again, real quick. Ow, 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 ow. Ow, 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 ow.